One. Welcome to the Indie Corner, where we talk about all things independent comics, specifically the greatest superhero comic book in the universe, Robert Kirkman's Invincible. I'm Mikey.
I'm Christian.
And today, guys, what?
No, I didn't know you were gonna continue it. Go.
Yeah.
Please.
And today, guys, we're back at the main story again, episode 7, which is the Facts of Life story arc, which is issues 20 to 24. And I'm really liking what Kirkman's cooking with
Me
these
too, man.
with these issues, man.
Man, nice little. I'm so happy to get back into it, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
so great. It's fucking great. So
Yeah, we got 3 more episodes with the main story. So
and the ending's pretty good too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I will be doing the first issue, which is issue 20. So I'm going to pull up the screen share real quick. Did that. So issue 20, and it was this amazing cover with Ryan Otley's art, seeing Invincible fighting a familiar foe that we have seen before, right?
Oh yeah, so familiar. He's so memorable.
Yeah, man.
Whose name I will mention eventually. When it's important.
Yeah, so to start off, in issue 19, where we left off last episode, the ending of that issue was Adam Eve about to tell Mark something. And I thought that it was be like, I love you, Mark, but that's not the case here. So
they hinted at it a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I mean they did, but yeah. So essentially, Eve decides that. Yeah, so Eve decides that she wants to quit being a superhero. She realizes that she doesn't think she's using her powers to full potential, and essentially like explain to Mark, like she asking Mark, like, you don't even know what my powers are, and he's like, not really. And the fact that she thought Rex, when she was dating Rex, she thought she just made pink stuff come out of nowhere.
It's valid. Everything is pink for no reason. It makes sense.
But essentially, she essentially was just like, I can literally make matter. I can rearrange matter on the molecular level. I can turn a rock into an apple. And the fact that I'm using this ability to just put on a costume and fight crime, I feel like you should be doing more. I could like
go to Africa and feed the African children.
Yeah, I can like stop world hunger. I can build homes in Africa. And then like, and the thing is, like, she would expected Mark to be hesitant about this. You know, we had to fight the good fight. But he's like, no, I make sense. I agree.
Yeah, it's a valid thing to do with her powers. It is kind of a waste.
Yeah.
I agree with her. I'm happy that she did it. Even though like, I'm gonna be honest, I had no fucking clue what her powers were. I knew they mentioned it earlier, but I just did not care.
In Adam Eve and Rexplode.
Exactly, yeah. And in Adam Eve and Rexplode that they explained it. But like she makes stuff both pink and not pink.
Pink and not pink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, so she's just like, I just gotta do my own thing. And the thing is, like, I know I'm gonna start college and stuff. I just don't want to do that. And like, I just left my parents a note. And they're
rude. Yeah, so rude. Your own parents.
Like, yeah, they're gonna kill me, but like, honestly, they deserve it, which I think alludes to what happened to Adam Eve and Rexplode with like the relationship with their parents. So she decides, is like, you know, he's like, and Mark's like, when am I gonna see you again? And she's just like, you know what, Mark, you can fly. You can basically see me anytime you want. You'll always be welcome where I am. And if you see right here in this page, she's about to hug him, and they kind of like share a moment, and he's asking like, Eve, what's up? And he's like, oh, it's nothing. And then she just leaves out the window.
What are they gonna fuck already?
I know, right? The tension.
Blue ballsing of this.
The tension is just just killing us.
Yeah, at least he has his current girlfriend though. I'm so looking forward to nothing bad happening in that relationship at all.
Exactly.
Yo.
So then after she leaves, it cuts back to the Mahler twins, and the Mahler twins and Angstrom Levy, and essentially like they're talking about, okay, we're almost done with the experiment. We're having a great time working on it, where we can continue to start things tomorrow. Angstrom was like, you know what? thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I love this scene because essentially he's talking about, yo, I literally just came back from an unaltered dimension where like a virus attacked the Y chromosome and killed every man on Earth, and it's just a bunch of women there, and I love it a lot. Because when he leaves after talking with him, he's like, okay, now it's time to go fuck a bunch of women. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe.
All right, you guys got this. All right, cool. Me and my alter egos, we're out. We're gonna have this amazing worldwide orgy.
Yeah.
This
And here's the thing, though. When I first read this, when Invincible, I didn't really know much about independent comics and stuff, so I didn't know what this meant. But turns this is actually a reference to something.
Of what?
This reference is a nod to an independent comic book from Vertigo that they did with Brian K. Vaughan, who wrote Saga. One of his famous works was called Why the Last Man, which is eventually this exact concept. So Kirkman is essentially referencing a nod to that series.
Of a single man in a world of women?
Yeah. A virus killed every man on Earth, and only one man survived. And just
what a poor man.
Yeah.
How can he please all those women? That poor man. I feel so bad for him.
I mean, that's essentially what happens. Like, so from I've never read it, but I've read stuff about it, and like that's essentially what happened. Like, he has to figure like what to do now. Essentially,
since I never read it, I could only assume what's happening in there. And what I assume is they don't even have sex; they just like attach him to like a milking machine, and go in waves. So not sexual at all.
Yeah, so it was a great reference to that. It's a critically acclaimed series. So if y'all want to get a good independent comic, Why the Last Man by Brian K. Vaughan, good stuff. Anyway, so then it cuts to London, where if Matt and/or Damone were here, they would be so happy because we see that their prayers have been answered. And the garbage bag that was thrown in issue 1, where Mark gets his powers, turns out landed in London, and a cult has been formed. And a guy was basically this man in this panel right here saying that, like, oh my gosh, like, this is the garbage bag probably came from America, the contents from it. It's an act from God, and we worship it. And essentially what happens is the fucking graduation cap that Mark threw in in last week's episode when he graduated landed on this man's head. And the people that's running him like, oh my gosh, he's the new Messiah. Our God has granted him a higher title.
Yes, this is the obvious course of action. The like flying super people. No, it's fucking God, and he blesses people with graduation hats. Logic, we love it.
And so what?
This is such a good page.
And honestly, and like. Yeah. And like me and Christian were saying before, like Christian was saying, wow, Kirkman really doesn't forget anything.
He does. I was so impressed by it. Like, I know you guys been talking about that nonstop, that he doesn't forget anything. But this, I appreciate this. This was nice. Some quality stuff.
It was great. So then after that funny scenario, they cut to Mark and Art, and they're basically like, Mark is getting a suit stitched up because he thought that Mark, got like this fabric was indestructible, but turns out it's not. So he's just repairing the suit. And essentially what's happening is that like he's just talking with Art, and Art is essentially just like talking about like talking about like stuff with his mom, and saying like his mom's telling Art all this stuff, and like Mark's like, how would you know about this? And Art was like, you could be surprised how many drinks it could take for your mom to reveal stuff. And Mark just looks like, damn, because we know from our previous episodes that
please don't talk about my mom's drinking problem.
Yeah. So then essentially just like is like, dude, try to cut her some slack. I mean, she's going through a lot. Not only did her husband leave her, but like you're going off to college and starting your own life. It's hitting her twice now. So like try to take it easy on her, Mark.
Which is a valid perspective that I did not think about.
Yeah. And it's just it makes sense, like like her dad had to leave at the time where like Mark is about to like start growing up and leaving her, going to college.
Yeah, it is a double whammy, and she's just gonna be bored.
So then it transitions to her and Mark having dinner, and essentially they're talking, and then she mentions Nolan, and it's like, wow, this is actually the first time like we've not talked about your father in like a while, hasn't it? Or we first time we mentioned your father in a while.
And she didn't cry.
And she didn't cry.
Yeah.
And then she's like, huh, that's progress, isn't it? And I'm just like, damn.
Yep.
And then essentially like she's been saying like talking about she mentions like he mentions how have you and Claire been doing? Oh, I mean we've been talking, and she's just like, oh, we mentioned her and her husband trying to have a baby, which is a nod to the Super Patriot one shot that miniseries that we covered the first issue of, because they try to have a baby in that. That was reference to that, and she's just like, oh, and her husband doesn't know who you are. He's like, what, really? Like, he's like, oh no, he does. I'm just joking. Because he's been applauding you for all the good work you've done. He's like, oh, that's cool. So I like how like the connection.
And they first met at the funeral.
The funeral, yeah, for the Gardens of the Globe. And essentially it's just like Mark saying like, Mark, I'm gonna miss you going off to college and like all that stuff. And is like, you know what? And Fisherman is like, you know, it's funny, like we can't like, you know, like eat. We can only do this. We can only do this once. You know, eating at fancy restaurants. You know, we can't do this often. Like, Mom, we're rich now because of Dad's best-selling books. And she's like, oh, word, I forgot about that. Yeah. And I like that little like subtle like moment between the two. It's very nice. And then,
I always like these little moments of human. Like, it's not all action. It's not all drama. It's just nice, casual conversation between two people that they love each other. It's good. It really makes it more immersive.
Yeah. So then it cuts to William and Mark, and they're on the phone, and William is just talking about essentially like the move-in proceedings, you know, like how like he's like, Mark, come on, like we have to move in, like you have to move in now, like, you know, because I want to go to sleep and I need you to be here just so like I can leave you a key or whatever. And it's like, you know what, William, hold on. So then like Mark, I love this page, these 2 pages. Like Mark is really on the phone taking breaks, and slowly he's just while like he's taking a break off the phone, he's slowly just moving stuff into their dorm without William even noticing, and it's so funny. And then and until he reveals, hey, William's like, yeah, we're done. And he's like, huh? What the hell? How'd you do that? Wait,
what? It's like, yeah, I have superpowers.
Yeah, I can fly and have super speed. Essentially, come on now, you should know this.
Stupid William, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, and you can see here this page where just like he's just slowly just sneaking his stuff in, and then like disappears out of nowhere, ready to move in. So that's how Mark's moving to college, and I like how like if you had superpowers, you would do that type of thing. And then it transitions to them chilling and like them about to kind of go to sleep, and it's just like this awkward moment between the two.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, you want to talk about how your dad died yet?
No, but like I love how it's just like so we haven't done this since like what, like the 10th grade, 9th grade? It's like 10th grade, William. It's just what?
Oh man.
Yeah, but he's saying it's like, you know, like he's saying like, oh yeah, we haven't really talked, like hung out much, like done this, like, you know, ever since you know stuff with your dad. And he's like, how's your mom been? He's like, she's been doing good. And like he's just is like, you can tell him it's a panel where like Mark's like shrugged away from him and like he's not being silent, and he's just like, Mark's just like, yeah, I just like, you know, I just don't want to talk about it because, you know, he's still going through it. And it transitions to them to Mark in his first class at college. And he runs into Rick, who was the tour guide for his college video with William. So we see him come back again. They're being acquainted while classes start trying to begin. And essentially, like, their professor starts class and is basically just like, oh, I'm Professor such and such. Don't call me Mister. Don't blah blah blah. It's like out of courtesy, and like it just is this typical like professor spiel.
It just reminds me so much of William. William is just a professor spiel. That's his personality. With his name.
Excuse me.
No, it's okay.
And then while this professor's rambling, it cuts to this man, this Poindexter type of dude in a suit, and he's just saying, and basically like we don't get his name right away, but I don't know if you want to say it now. Yeah, we'll get to that.
It's fine. Well, yeah, when it comes up, I'll mention.
Yeah. So this Poindexter arrives late. The teacher acknowledges it. The professor acknowledges it. And he's like, you know what? Don't talk to me. I didn't want to take this class because it was beyond my intelligence. I'm just taking it just because I have to take it to graduate. So if you just leave me alone when I have a problem, I'm better than you anyway. Just fuck off, essentially. And then
I like to imagine that he really didn't need to take the class. He just wanted to come in there and just like have big asshole energy in the class for
yeah,
no reason other than to just be a dick.
yeah, and it's that typical genius type who's like, I'm better than everyone. I'm
Mm-hmm,
beneath you because I'm smarter than all of you. And it's like, you
mm-hmm.
know what? And if you just
Which
like
is
sit,
true though. Which is
yeah,
true.
which
Yeah,
we'll
he has
find out later.
intelligence. Yeah.
So then, if you just like sit the hell down, and he's like, "Come on, teacher, calm down. I'm trying to learn."
Like it was like he didn't just come in and just destroy this man's life. It's like,
Yeah,
hey buddy, chill out. I understand where this hostility is coming from, Professor. I'm just
hmm
trying to learn.
I loved it.
Your and your dumbass class with your dumbass students.
Honestly.
Yeah,
So
and I
then,
think that's yeah,
yeah,
please. Yeah, that's it for the comic, right?
no. So then
No?
it transitions to Mark and Amber, and they're walking around, and then a familiar villain that I said before was on the cover shows up,
Oh, the
and
guy that I forgot about, the villain.
exactly. So this robot zombie appears out of nowhere, and
Mm,
it starts attacking the campus, and which the zombie did the first time. And for our viewers in episode 1, the zombie was destroyed when Invincible fought it the first time. So he's wondering why the hell is it back again?
yeah,
Um,
so memorable.
yeah. So
Yeah.
then, while everyone's scattering, Amber is like panicking, and then eventually Mark disappears, to be invincible to like save the day, and she's like, "Where the hell did Mark go?" Um, Mark then has a really quick fight with this villain, and it has shown here where like I love this scene where like he just the robot has just like pokes his eyes like the goggles and shatters them. And he's like, "Oh shit!" Should drop, and Mark drops him, and he just gets destroyed.
I don't know how he didn't get glass in his eyeballs, but that's fine.
He's
That was
invincible. What do you mean?
oh, you're right. He's got invincible eyeballs.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So then, yeah, essentially so essentially like as shown, he brings the zombie to the air. Eventually, what he did the last last episode to like make him pass out in space, but then the zombie cracks his goggles and then he drops him. And the zombie gets destroyed. And then essentially, while everything's done, Invincible changes back into his normal clothes. It's like, be Amber, to do the typical Peter Parker thing. Amber, oh my gosh, like I couldn't find you. Everyone was scrambling and like we got separated. And it's like, cut it, Mark. Like, I don't want to hear it. And she does the right thing and leaves because she abandoned him while
Yes,
everything was going down.
yes, Queen. Fucking stand up for yourself. He ain't shit. Men ain't shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, legitimately. Like
Which is
if
like
someone
honestly,
dips, I'd be so upset.
that's
I
the
would dip
realistic
though.
thing to do. That's the realistic
Yes,
thing to do if that happens.
yes, you're right.
A man ditches
Especially
your
when he,
boyfriend ditches you during a crisis, you leave him.
uh-huh.
Why doesn't
If you
MJ do this
survive.
shit?
Yeah.
All right, so after that, they're just like William and Mark are discussing like, oh my gosh, like she's mad at me, she won't talk to me because I left her. It's like, yeah, you left her during your thing, but she doesn't know you're invincible. So like, like if maybe and Mark's like, maybe I should just tell her. And she's like, like William's like, yeah, you should, and he's just like, no, I can't tell her. Why would you agree to that? Because like, if I told so many people, then my villains would somehow know, and then like you'll all be in danger, and you're like, why would I tell a villain your secret identity? Like I'm gonna put it in a newspaper or anything, which is another like play on that trope. Like
Mm-hmm.
it does make sense, like why that logic doesn't make any sense in comics, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I personally I get it because like um just if people want to know information, especially now in modern day, they're gonna know. You
Yeah,
know, like not to get all conspiracy theory and shit, but someone could just hack into your Amazon Alexa and just listen to a conversation that you're having. It's like blah blah blah. Hey, did you know I'm invincible? Blah blah blah. Oh my god, no way. Boom.
boom.
Already done.
Which is
Yeah.
what he thinks, and it's like
Mhm.
it's very funny. So
Yeah.
then, so then after they start talking, and he thinks like, yeah, I think I'm gonna tell Amber that I'm invincible to like make up for like why I've been acting weird around her, and essentially it cuts to the last panel page of the book issue where it cuts to the Poindexter motherfucker, talking about how, essentially it is revealed that this man was the reason why he's the creator of these robot zombies, and essentially is like, you know what? To step up my game, I am going to decide to, instead of just moving on to like dead people using corpses, I'm going to start to have a live subject instead. And that's how issue 20 ends.
Yeah, because his subjects keep on killing themselves, the ones that are already dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he believes that moving on to human subjects will fix that suicide problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how that ends. And
Closing
yeah,
thoughts? Opinions?
closing thoughts.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. Like, I thought it was a pretty good setup for like this potential person, and also like the playing on the tropes and stuff, as well as like the funny moments with the garbage bag. I thought it was fun. It was a fun issue.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's his
I
first
really
day in
love the
college.
idea that Eve turns into Jesus Christ and makes it rain down in Africa. It's super
Mm,
great. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we don't see that yet, but I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah, she mentions it in this comic. She's like, I'm gonna go to all these countries. I'm gonna get this, and that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna all
I
this
think,
freaky stuff.
which I think is a good arc for Eve, because like her powers are really OP and beneficial to the world.
Oh, most definitely.
So
Like
like,
literally every other field, like in the science field,
mm-hmm,
restoration,
mm-hmm,
construction, all
yeah,
that shit, so much better than superhero work, in my
exactly.
opinion, at least. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's issue 20, and I
Mm-hmm.
will also be talking about issue 21. I mean 20, yeah, 21.
Yeah, 21. That's it.
Uh, so issue 21, with this all, I love this cover, by the way. It's such a dope cover.
It's nice. That's quality.
Yeah. So yeah, we see what looks like Gotham. Um,
What? Rip off Gotham?
yeah. So we see this this Gotham area in this cover with a familiar with the guy that looks like Darkwing, but Darkwing's dead.
That can't be true. Yeah, because he's dead.
Yeah. So
Huh.
essentially this issue starts with essentially this it cuts to Midnight City, which we explained in the first episode. Midnight City is essentially Gotham, and essentially this villain called the Midnight Magician decided to have put the world in, like, put the entire city in eternal darkness for his own ends. So that's why it's a funny parody of like why Gotham's always dark and broody all the time.
It's a hilarious little joke right there. And
Yeah,
obviously, since it's nighttime all the time, crime and criminals love the nighttime. It's way up
yeah.
some shit show of a place.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
then it cuts to what looks like this woman running away, like from a mysterious figure. And she's panicked. She's basically just like, "Please get away from me, leave me alone." And I love how she's like, "I'll mean it. I won't." She takes like a fucking shard of glass, like, "I will fucking cut you. Get the fuck off." And then she's like, "I'm not scared of you." And then it cuts to this Darkwing figure, and it's like, you should be."
Wait
Like,
a minute. I thought he was a good guy.
I thought he was a good guy too.
Yeah. This must be a prostitute then.
Darkwing hates prostitutes.
Specifically a prostitute.
Yeah, he protects the good, but he just doesn't fucking prostitutes.
He's actually a pimp and that's his prostitute. He didn't pay up on time.
Okay, literally. Okay, I figured out that the identity of this new Darkwing is a pimp named Slipback from the Boondocks.
Stop.
My bitch owes me some money.
I'm gonna slap the bitch.
I gotta stop the bitch.
Oh my god.
But anyway,
Ed Cannon, he's a pimp now.
he's a pimp named Slipback. That's his. It's canon. So then it transitions to the Guardians of the Globe. And essentially robot checking on Bulletproof and Black Samson, because from the last episode they were fighting with they got their ass whooped by Battle Beast. Yep. And essentially and Bulletproof is just talking to Robot, complaining how, like, you know what, I miss you. You're a better leader. I miss you as leader, because like Immortal's very stuck up and strict, and he doesn't really care about us when like most of us get hurt. He hasn't checked on us at all. But you take time to care about us, and like I appreciate that. And essentially, he informs Robot that like he's gonna be out of this the infirmary ward the infirmary in like 2 days. But Black Samson's in a coma, and he's like, he's fucked. He's like in a
Not get a break, that man.
yeah. He's in like an iron lung or something like that, like a contraption. And like he said like he's like
gonna be a vegetable if he wakes up.
Yeah, he said if he's a he'd be a vegetable right now if he wakes up. So comes to show how fucking much of a threat Battle Beast is, and he escaped. So
true. Also, a commentary on the suit that he uses. Yep,
yeah,
it's not enough.
Yeah, which sucks because African American Samson, he lost his powers, so he had to get kicked out of the Garden of the Globe. His butler went crazy to avenge him.
Huge superpowered suit for it and everything.
Yeah, to only get his ass whooped and turn into a vegetable.
Waste. He's a waste of space. African American Samson. His only duty is to get his ass whooped in his comics.
Yeah. So then it cuts to Robot's like, okay, I'll have to go have a meeting with Donald real quick, but I'll check on you before I leave the Pentagon. So he meets up with Donald, and Donald is essentially he wants to talk with Donald about Monster Girl. He's having, because after the last episode he said that Monster, he's trying to find trying to like reverse her condition, because as we said, the more she uses her powers to transform into a monster, she's de-aging, she's turning younger and younger. And he can't find. He's having difficulty finding any solutions for this. And he's telling to Donald, I think the best course of action right now is to take her off the team, so then I can do more research, study to eventually find a cure to reverse the side effect of her abilities. Donald's like, we can't do that because like she's a very effective member of the team, and Cecil wouldn't want her to leave. So like, we can't authorize he's not going to authorize her any leave for the time being, because she's an asset to the team. And he essentially like, let me talk to Cecil, but Cecil's like, but Donald's like, he's busy at the moment. And it cuts this transition to Cecil talking to someone on the teleprompter on his ting and you see his
on his earpiece.
And he's surrounded by like essentially like his agents that work for the Pentagon that give him his intel and all that stuff. He's doing his Nick Fury thing essentially.
As you do.
So essentially, he's talking essentially like giving this person instructions, explaining the situation. And turns out he's talking to Invincible while he's in class, and essentially he says yes. Invincible says yes, sir. The teacher gets out of it being like, something you want to add to the class. And it's being like, no, I was agreeing with you. About what? About everything.
And then the teacher's like, yeah. So shut the fuck up, kid.
Shut the fuck up, kid.
He's such an asshole, man.
Yeah, but he was essentially giving him the situation about, okay, there have been multiple Darkwing sightings in Midnight City. It's weird because Darkwing's dead, so we need to investigate what's happening. And they see that's when he says yes, sir. Puts on his costume and then goes and heads out to Midnight City after class. Then it transitions to Angstrom Levy. Checking on the Maltons on the experiment that they're conducting. Basically just saying like, okay, we're gonna start. We're gonna start. It's like today we're gonna start tomorrow. He's like, we're gonna start tomorrow morning because he went on that fucking bender in that other alternate universe. And he's like, so they're officially gonna start tomorrow with the experiment. You're trying to get everything set up. They think they need some more transistors, so they're gonna go out and get some. So then it transitions to Invincible in Midnight City, encountering this Darkwing, this new Darkwing. And essentially, Darkwing is standing over these two dead bodies, and so Invincible's just like, what's going on? And he's like, what? Nothing's happening here. I couldn't save them in time. Like, the villain escaped. Is like, yeah, but why would you let them escape though? Like, we can just go after them right now. And it's just like, and I love how
my favorite part about it was like, hey, why are you just standing over the dead bodies and not doing anything?
Exactly.
The image alone is just like Invincible flying above him, and then fucking Darkwing is just like, yeah, I fucking killed these bitches. Yeah, or I fucking die.
But like, I love where
like, hey, what's up?
I love that like I'm gonna read from the panel. He's like, oh geez, are those men like I thought they were knocked up, but they're not. Like, oh yeah, they're dead.
Straight admits it.
Like you can tell that this man doesn't really, he's not really like shocked by the fact like that they're dead. So it's implied like he may have something to do with these people dying. He probably killed them himself. So essentially, what happens is like Avengel keeps interrogating like why are people dead? Why are we going after this guy? And Darkwing, the new Darkwing's like you're asking too many questions. Like too many questions. But like he also does explain that like yeah, I was Darkwing's assistant, uh, and he's like, I was Darkwing's assistant for many years while he was Darkwing. My name was Nightboy, uh, and he was just like, and he was just he does name, and he was just like, so you mean sidekick? Is like, that term's offensive. We don't use that in the sidekick community, in the assistant community. But after it's like it's demeaning, and it's like after that happens, like you're asking too many fucking questions, and then he starts to attack Invincible, and essentially what goes down, like they start fighting. Invincible's like, come on, dude, like you're just a guy, like I
You
like
can't do shit to me.
yeah, like you can't do shit to me. Then he does it. He distracts him with like a bolo, and then punches and like kicks him. He's like, okay, that actually like, kind of hurt. He's like, yeah, Darkwing kind of made a cool small thin exoskeleton that like makes you really strong. So like that's why he's like so I think that was really cool. But then he's like that's not that's not the start of my abilities.
My
And
infinite power.
I got infinite
He's
power.
so angsty.
Honestly. And
Yeah.
then we find out that as in so what happens is he goes near a shadow and then disappears. And
Into
so
the
then
shadow zone.
to the shadow zone.
I don't think that's the actual name of it,
No,
but
it's called like the Shadowverse.
yeah, the Shadowverse. Yeah.
Yeah. So then essentially he
Into
disappears
the stock zone.
exactly into the shadow zone, and turns out this man essentially has the abilities of cloak, and he can just go, he can transport himself through shadows into the Shadowverse and like essentially teleport. And essentially like, yeah, he's fighting Invincible. Vince was like, what the fuck? Like, what? How can I
It's
fight this?
dark. What the fuck?
Yeah, he just gets a little bit blindsided by it, and essentially like what happens is he drags Invincible into the Shadowverse and drags him into this alternate dimension, and then Invincible decides, you know what, I'm just gonna grab onto this dude, which I love.
A brilliant strategy to defeat your enemies. Just hold their hands
Yeah, and
until
then
they give up.
essentially he's like, wait, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm just gonna grab onto you, like just real quick, like you're
Yeah,
not
like
just gonna leave me here, because he explains that like there are creatures in the Shadowverse that we can't see because they're in another frequency, for our visible eye to like look at, and they're dangerous and they could kill us if we're here for too long. He's like, you know what, I, I don't believe you, but we're just gonna grab on to make sure that it's actually the truth, because I'm probably gonna last a lot longer in that situation than you are.
Which is a valid move.
Which essentially he pressures this man to essentially take him back into the dimension, to the real world.
By
Which
holding his hand.
by grabbing his arm the entire time, because he has a grip. He has super strength and he can't. So he has an iron grip, which I thought was a very good strategy. So then essentially after this, he gives in. He takes him back to the real world and is like, okay, I'm taking you in now. He's like, okay, fine, just do it. And so eventually he goes in willingly, and then essentially, I love like the part where he's flying, and he's like, okay, I'll see. And he's talking to Cecil, like, wait, I got this, the new Darkwing. He's like, I'm taking you in. He's like, only be a few minutes. He's like, who are you talking to? He's like, shut up or I'll drop you. It transitions to the Pentagon. Darkwing is taken into custody, into chains and stuff like that. And then Invincible says Cecil lets him leave. Cecil essentially goes back into his intel room, and essentially one of his intel guys tells him that the model turns out up to no good, and says, you know what, keep an eye on them. If there are any electricity spikes in the area, let me know. Even if they sneeze, I want to know about it. And essentially, what happens next? It transitions after that. We cut to Robot. And he is in this facility,
Getting some work done.
getting some work done. He walks in, and his chest opens up, and then someone starts speaking to him. And yeah, right here, his chest starts opening up, and someone starts to speak to him. And then we find out that like, his master or someone is just like, okay, robot. It's like, let's get started. And it's just this disgusting
human baby
humanoid baby creature in a tube
with arms and legs. So let's go with that.
Yeah. So essentially, robot seems to be controlled by this guy. He's not like an autonomous like AI type of thing. He actually like is being controlled by this person.
Plot twist.
Yeah. Ooh. So we're later gonna find out, not in this episode, but we're gonna find out probably next episode who this person is and what their deal is with like robot.
I'm so excited about this failed aborted fetus, Mikey.
Yeah. So thoughts on issue 22, 21. Sorry.
Wasn't there like a fight at the end of this?
Yeah. We're not gonna do that because that was in the Image Summer Special.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was what the Image Summer Special took. This is what happened during the Image Summer Special, which we covered 2 episodes ago. I just want to get that one out of the way. But yeah.
I feel so bad for fucking Black Samson.
Yeah.
Oh, he just gets his ass whooped. He's useless. Fucking useless the entire goddamn time.
He's trying his best for not having his powers, because supposedly back in the day he used to be very OP with his powers.
True.
Yeah,
but his partner did like 20 times more than he ever did.
without powers, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I like this issue a lot. I love the whole twist with robot. See like what he's all about.
Me too. You guys are getting some more for me. I would have been excited about it if it wasn't already spoiled for me.
What do you mean?
That there's some sinister stuff possibly happening with robot.
Oh, this ain't it, but like
yeah, I know, but like this is like, how is this not a bad guy? This ugly ass fucking fetus thing. Look at it, man.
We don't know.
You're right. We don't know.
We don't know.
You're right.
Who knows? He could be a good guy. I don't know. I honestly forgot. So, but yeah. But I like the introduction of the new. I like the introduction of like the new Darkwing. That's cool stuff. He's also gonna come back late. Eventually. Getting that Gotham vibes, that Gotham things, getting Mark's college experiences happening with his first time in class, all that stuff. So it's good.
I really like the Darkwing. I like his powers. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm happy that they didn't go full Batman and just made him completely powerless.
Yeah, and just like he's basically like Batman if he was also Cloak, like
exactly
from like Cloak and Dagger, which I love. And
yeah, do you want to move on to issue 22?
Yeah, man, that's all you, bro. You got it. That's your thing.
I got you. All right. So issue 22 starts off with, oh my
awesome
god,
cover.
Such a scandalous cover. It's very horny. You know how we love that horny shit. And honestly, it starts off with Mark and friends. Yeah. It starts off with Mark and friends leaving the movie theater. And Mark wants to tell his girlfriend, I forgot her name. Amber, yeah, talking. What the fuck? No, that's not it. They leave the movie theater, and Mark says, "Okay, I gotta go real quick." And his friends are like, "Oh man, that's so fucking weird. He's just gonna run away? Like we took a car here." And Bill's like, "Yeah, man, that's super weird. Let's ignore that shit."
William just like, "Yeah, that's weird, man."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was so strange. cough. And then it cuts to Amber and her new friends talking about whatever the fuck they did. And she goes up to her room to do some work. And that's where we see Mark waiting in there. And he seems very concerned and looks like he's planning to tell Amber something. Yeah, see right there. But then he gets a call from Cecil telling him that he has to get out quick and save some lives, as a hero does. And Amber's like, "Who are you talking to? What's happening? What the fuck is this shit?" And then Mark's like, "All right, I gotta go," and he yeets himself out the window. Yeah, and Amber's like, "What the fuck?" And
like, he just disappears.
Yeah, and there's no fire escape or anything, no logical explanation as to why he did that.
Also, I just want to say, I love how like Cecil's just like, Mark's like, "Come on, Cecil, this is important. Like, I want to tell her girl I'm invincible. He's like, are you kidding me? More important than people dying? What is wrong with you?
Right. You're right. So you're right. All right, I'm gonna head out. Okay. Yeah. Then it cuts back to William and the blonde guy. Rick, thank you. And William's dropping Rick off at his apartment, and someone's waiting for him and knocks him the fuck out real quick.
I just want to also say that like Rick also, I don't know if you want to mention this, but Rick also says like how much he doesn't like his roommate. And
is that important?
I mean, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. How much he doesn't like his roommate, and then then someone comes in while he's in the dorm and knocks him out, as Christian said. So I just want to put that in there.
I really have no fucking clue, like the small little tidbits that are important or not important, because every so often, like a quick line comes up like a couple comics later. There's really good foreshadowing. But you already know because you already read ahead of me.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be important, I guess. So yeah, he gets his head caved in, and then we go to
the end.
Yeah. So just who gives a shit about him? And we go to Eve, and she's helping African people and giving them water. Look at that with her powers. Such a sweet lady, actually doing some legitimate good with it.
Yeah, and I love this page because it actually shows how powerful she is. Like she's literally like making like clean grass and making rivers and like new homes like out of with her powers out of like what like a sub-Saharan African environment.
Yeah. If you really think about it, she basically has the powers of a god.
Yeah.
Like she's only limited by her imagination, which is
which remember with her powers, if from the Adam Eve and Rexplode, the Adam Eve miniseries, they said that like she can't like affect living things. She can only do inanimate like stuff.
Yeah. After the scene, it cuts back to Amber, and she calls over her friend just to bitch about Mark. And this one scene in it, I thought it was really hilarious, but I'm happy they acknowledged it. Was man, Mark was so fucking annoying after his dad died.
Okay, it's not like that.
it's I know it's not like that, but like she was like, all right, this is what it's gonna sound like.
Yeah.
But I feel like he changed a lot after dad died. And I get that, but that was like forever ago, right?
Yeah.
And he's been like super flaky now. All of a sudden he keeps on disappearing. And I don't get it. And then her friend was like, do you think she's selling drugs? And then she's like, that's what I thought. But no. Like, bitch, let's go get some coffee.
I think it's like I love how like she's like, wait a minute, you're gonna talk to me about drugs? That's fucking racist because this Bridget's name of her friend and she's African American. Like that's freaking racist. My parents are doctors. I don't have that drug info. Like
it's a funny joke. It's like, no, please. I didn't mean that. I'm not racist. I love black people. I listen to rap.
I listen to Eminem. Like,
yeah. I dated a black guy that one time. It's great.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. Then we go to Mark's mom and Art, and they're talking about Nolan, Omni-Man, and they were just venting about how they kind of miss him, but he's kind of an asshole. And Art mentions that, I know that he's a bad person, but he was my friend. Like, legitimately, he was truly a friend of mine. And I really don't think you could fake that. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's a little bit of foreshadowing in the future. And I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Because all this is newest for you guys. But
yeah, even I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lie. But he'll pretend. We'll pretend that he doesn't know either. Then it goes to Robot. He's working on Black Samson's suit, and in the background, we see Monster Girl walking down the stairs. And She comments as, "Hey, robot, what are you doing here? It's pretty fucking late. What are you up to?" And robot's like, "I'm working on this suit, and my plan is to give it to you so you could use your powers less, so
Mm-hmm.
you could stop aging backwards as much. Theoretically speaking, since your
Yeah,
fighting skills is the same when you're as a monster, all you really need is to strength. So if we give you the suit, it'll be no problem, and you use your powers less until we're able to figure out a cure for your reverse aging."
exactly.
Yeah,
Which
and
is a good plan.
yeah, which is a legitimately good plan. But Monster Girl comments on Robot acting very weird in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. Very, what was it, skittish or something?
Yeah, she said like you sound like you're nervous. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And
mm-hmm.
then Robot's like, I don't know what the fuck you're
I
talking
am a
about.
robot. I do not get nervous.
I am not controlled by this baby
That is not a part of my programming.
beep beep boom, totally robotic. Starts moonwalking and doing the robot.
Just like,
Yes, that's what robots do, of course.
yeah, they just moonwalk.
Vince.
Oh god.
Covered, no problem. She suspects nothing.
Hold her.
We go back to Amber and her gal pal continuing to vent. And now she's talking about how Mark left during the supervillain attack. Well, not
Yeah,
supervillain, regular villain
the
attack.
robo zombie.
Yeah, with the robo zombie. And she mentions how it's strange that when he left, Invincible came in and then dealt with it quickly. And the second it was dealt with, he came back. It's very strange. And her friend mentions, "Hey, do you think that your boyfriend's the superhero?" And then she's like, "Holy shit, that makes sense. Whoa." And then her friend's like, "I was fucking joking." And then she was like,
But it
full,
makes sense.
full conspiracy theory on it. And it was like, but the Invincibles, it makes sense, man. It makes fucking sense. And then her friend mentions, "Oh, isn't there this whole situation where Invincible's dad is Omni Man?
Yeah.
And didn't you say that his dad died?" He's like, "Yeah, he died around the time Omni Man left." Wait a minute. And then her friend's like, "Oh, you're being ridiculous. Stop being a dumb bitch for like 5 seconds for your life." And then she's like, "Okay, yeah, you're right. It is stupid. I'll shut up now." Um, let's see. Cecil comes in, checks on this rat-looking guy who's tasked with keeping an eye on the fucking twins, and still nothing. And he's waiting
Mm-hmm.
for anything at all to
Mm-hmm.
let them act on it. Then we go to NASA,
I
and
forgot this page. I forgot to put it on.
yeah, because it was just literally a quick little thing where the
Yeah.
Martian
Mm-hmm.
from the comic where Invincible goes to Mars.
Yeah,
Uh,
the one that was acting, that one that like replaced the astronaut.
yes, exactly. The one that replaced the astronaut is in NASA right now, and he has to do a speech for NASA about the water on Mars, and he is not prepared. So when he was asked about it, he just went straight up, says, "I am sorry. I got nothing to tell you. I have failed you." And his boss is like, "You know what? You're fired." And he thinks that means they're gonna kill him. And then he was like, "No, no, we're not gonna kill you. Just leave." And then the marshal was like, "Oh, okay, you know, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's
That's
like, wait, you're not gonna kill me?
fine. If you say so, yeah, all
Which
right."
which is like, I think it's funny. It's like he's trying to pass for human, but like because of his Martian what
He's really
culture
like,
and ways, it's just not working. But
mm,
people don't care that he's acting weird. Like
yeah,
Russ. Russ
exactly.
is the name of the astronaut that they're
Yeah.
talking about.
So that happens. Then
Yeah.
we go back to Amber in her bed sleeping, and like a creep, Mark goes into the room, tries to wake her up, but Amber, with her ninja-like reflexes, because I guess she was awake the entire time, grabs his arm and says, "Fucking, you better tell me that you're invincible right here, right now." And then he's like, sure, I guess I am invincible."
It wasn't.
As
He
an
wasn't being
adjective.
hesitant. He sounded like sincere as fuck. Like, oh, yeah, I'm invincible. Just
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah. But what she took it up as is, no, no, I don't mean that you're invincible as in you can't get hurt or anything. I mean, you're the superhero, invincible. And then he's like, oh, yeah, the meaning to tell you, I'm fucking invincible. Is there anything else interesting that happens into this? He shows him the suit, and that's
yeah.
how he proves it, right? And that's it.
I mean, there's one thing that happens at the end.
Yeah, no, I was going to mention that. I was just talking about this one scene.
Yeah, she just shows him. She just shows him a suit, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, my boyfriend's a superhero!" Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
woo, who wouldn't be excited?
Mm-hmm.
Now we cut to the guy in the suit from biology class,
Yeah.
and he's working on something. He's just mumbling to himself, like, man, my research was originally just to rejuvenate dead tissue. I was gonna bring back old ladies to life to see their grandkids and shit.
Yeah.
But I discovered some real shit. I discovered something that opened so many more doors. I
Yeah.
could make weapons. I could
I
make
can make weapons.
I could kill things. But if only these dead corpses, they're not good enough. But I, D.A. Sinclair, am gonna use this Aryan race boy and start my I'm gonna start my army. And that's what's his Richard, right?
Rick. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of Mark's friends. That's
Mm-hmm.
what happened to him.
Yeah.
He got his head caved in by this guy, and for some reason, his arm ripped off.
Yeah.
This,
He's already beginning to experiment on him.
yeah, this panel really made me uncomfortable to look at. It was such a well drawn thing.
Yeah,
Like
it's drawn to look like disturbing, like a Frankenstein type vibe.
exactly, I genuinely feel bad for him.
Yeah,
And
and here's the thing: when I said like the whole roommate thing, D.A. Sinclair is his roommate. That's how we got him.
oh, that makes I didn't have
Yeah.
that. I didn't make that connection. Oh, well, I'm stupid. How'd you know that? When did they talk about that?
No, because earlier in the issue, he was just like talking about like how much he hates his roommate, how he's always like stuck up and thinks he's better than everybody.
Ah, okay, yeah, yeah, that makes
And
sense.
it makes sense of like how he got nabbed because the only person who has access to the room is his roommate.
Yep. God, man, I'm a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
But
And
any closing thoughts on this
I
comic?
thought it was really cool. I mean, I thought it was dope. I mean, it's focusing more on the relationship between like Mark and his friends, specifically Amber, and like, playing with those tropes about like how she finds out how it's
Mm,
super easy to find out that your boyfriend's a superhero, you
yep.
know? And like I
Mm.
love the conversation with her friend being like, "Oh yeah, he's a superhero. Like that has to be it." And she's like, "Oh my god, yes."
Sarcastically.
She's like, "No, I'm just kidding. Don't actually do that. No." And we see some stuff with Eve, her using her powers for her full potential, which I love. Like I love
Mhm.
this arc for Eve. You know,
She's Jesus, Mikey.
she's
Jesus
Jesus.
has resurrected. Yes.
Oh my gosh. And we see another you didn't mention before, but like another thing with Angstrom Levy about the experiments, stuff like that with the Mahler twins.
Oh yeah. Like the
Yeah.
thing is about it, like every comic, they do the same image of
Mm-hmm.
like the wide shot of the lab and then them talking like,
Yeah.
oh man, we're almost there. Just one
Mm-hmm.
more step. And then the next
Yeah.
one, we're almost there. Just one more step.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought this issue was very fun, and also like the stuff with the robot. Like
Mhm.
it's just more cooking. It's just more
Yeah.
Kirkman just cooking.
Gonna add it all together, putting
Yeah,
up all these dominoes.
put in the seasoning.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, it was really fun. And also like you can tell that like maybe like Monster Girl is a little bit more like he's gonna be having a close eye on Robot now because he's acting suspicious.
Yes, yes.
But,
I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening with Robot in
mm-hmm,
the next couple of issues when we get
mm-hmm.
there. Yeah, but
So you want
let's
to talk
go.
about issue 23?
I do want to talk about issue 23.
We're gonna dedicate this one to Matt because he's not here, and he really would
No,
have
you know
loved
what? No, he
having this
doesn't
comic.
deserve it because he chose not to do this. He's not doing anything. I know. He's in his bed right now beating his Schmeat because he has nothing to do. He just didn't want to not beat his Schmeat right now.
Oh my gosh, it's
Oh,
okay, Matt. We love you. We
yeah, we
love
love
you, bro.
you, man. Yeah. Watch, he's actually watching right now and just comments. It's like, guys,
Listen, I could
really
see if
beating my
people are
Schmeat.
watching or not, and no one's watching. So,
That's true. All
all right.
right.
So issue
So
23,
23, we open up.
dope cover.
Oh yeah, very dope
It's
cover.
just it's our boy. It's our
Island
boy,
the Alien.
Alan the Alien,
Oh man's.
being played by Seth Rogen in the show, which is again perfect casting.
So I love Seth Rogen so goddamn
Yeah,
much.
I can't wait to
Well,
hear the laugh come out of his famous laugh come out of Alan's mouth.
great. I didn't think so much hype. But
Yeah.
it begins with the two favorite couple, Invincible, and I already forgot her name again.
Amber.
Amber, thank you so much. Um we're doing schmeckeling on the bed right now, just having a fun ass time. Um Invincible asks, it's like, is tonight gonna be the night? Can I do it? And she's like, no. And he's like, oh man, okay, I'll respect it because I'm a simp. And no, not because I'm a simp, because I'm a decent person. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, not with the lights on. And there's like,
He's
oh
like, oh shit.
shit, things are getting hot. And since this is a children's comic, apparently that's family friendly, we cut to Alan
Wait,
the Alien.
hold on, Christian.
Yeah.
I want to say my favorite part about this first page is that when he turns the lights off, she's like, "How do you do that?" And he's like, "Superpowers, baby." I just
That's
love
hot.
that.
That's fucking hot. I I want him to. I want to have his babies. I was about to
Honestly,
say I want him to have mine, but no, I could have his.
yeah.
But
All
after
right,
that
so
scene, we got Alan the Alien flying through space, and we're gonna get his fantastical backstory. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure this entire page is just gibberish
it
about
is.
just absolute gibberish. So we're just
Well,
gonna
like like this thing is like we were talking about this before, like off before the thing started. How like this entire comic with Alan's backstory is supposed to homage like classic comics and like like the
classic
serial,
narrator.
yeah, like serials like back in the day, like years ago, where it's like, and
Mhm.
start the adventures of so and so and so and so, and in this
Yep.
day he's going to thwart this villain or whatever.
Which is absolutely hilarious. I
Yeah,
love it
it's so
so
funny.
goddamn much. It really works. This is such a good character. Every comic that he's in, it's always gonna be a fucking treat.
Yeah,
That
and yeah,
what do you say?
I was gonna say like also like what Christian said, like the narrator saying like, okay, this is a family show. We're gonna cut to Alan's backstory now throughout the entire thing because throughout the whole thing, that like it's just Invincible Amber having sex.
Yeah, which is
Essentially, it's
not a
implied.
fucking family show at all.
It's so funny.
But this one's entering into a little bit of his backstory,
Mhm.
which just a direct quote. The tale that would rival deep space itself in cold and harshness.
You
And
gotta read it like a narrator, like a serial
I'm sorry. And a tale that would rival the deep space itself in cold and harshness. I don't want to do everything in the
narrator.
narrator
I
voice.
don't know.
It's gonna be hard, so I'm
It
just
is.
gonna do occasional quotes in it.
All right.
So the story is, I'm pretty sure they mentioned it before in conversation. The Vitramites came into his planet,
Mm-hmm.
committed mass genocide in a matter of days, and every resource there, they used it to escape. And one scientist was able to bring back the population via science and test tube babies.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Also,
night, yeah,
I wanted to just say that, like, for our viewers, if you look back to episode 3, we find out that like Nolan was the one. He was like the lead person to like conquer his planet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Mm.
Um,
And it's Unopa, Yunapa, Yunapa. Yunapa is the name of his planet.
is that going to be important?
No, I'm just saying. It's like just so that people know like what his race is. Like,
Oh,
because
so he's
look at
a
him.
Yinnipin?
Yeah,
A
Yunapa.
Yinnipin?
He's a Unopan.
He's a Yip Yip. He's an Appa Yip Yip.
Yep.
Yip Yip Yip.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so back to it. The lead scientist was able to recover the race, got the attention of the coalition of planets, and they were invited to join his ranks. And his decision now was to begin making super babies, as you do being a scientist. So the vast majority of his super babies were all failures, ranging from too many arms to having two eyes, like an absolute freak, disgusting, horrifying monster with these two eyes. And it seemed like it was failure after failure until your boy Alan was birthed, being the one and only success from all the experiments.
Mhm.
Um, he fought battle after battle, and he proved to be their greatest champion. And when he became an adult, they decided, you know what? Let's show Vitrium what we got. And he got his ass whooped, absolutely fucking destroyed, and he
Mm-hmm.
was sent to the hospital. This was considered an absolute failure, so the program to make super babies was discontinued. And now Alan's main goal is to try to find someone who's stronger than him in
Mm-hmm.
different planets to see if they could help them take down the Viltrumites.
Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to say, like the reason for the experiment so that like they could potentially make a super baby strong enough for a Viltemite to handle. And obviously, it was a failure because Alan got his ass mopped.
Yes,
But
yes. He got his ass absolutely destroyed. But I forgot to mention that he's traveling back home in order to tell the Planet Coalition this good news that they discovered the a child of a Viltrumite on Earth that's sympathetic to their cause.
mhm,
And also, Omni Man, the Viltrumite, has left his post, which is unprecedented, and it seems
which
to
is
be,
unheard of.
yes, unheard of, and which seems to be good fucking news. And the coalition is absolutely pleased with this. Um, so he was done for the day, and he's going to his place of rest. Let me see if I could do this in the narrator voice.
Hold on, wait. Before you missed some things. I
What?
wanted to say like I know I just want to say like yeah he's going back what you said before he's going back to like let them know um who like these people are like to tell them like the news about like the Invincible and Omni Man and we get this gore like when we get to the coalition of planets which we find out I think the name of the planet's called like Teleria or something like that we
Sure.
get this gorgeous splash of
Nice.
of Alan like above the coalition of planets, like
That's
like the capital essentially, and it's gorgeous. Like it's so good.
that's a sexy scene right there. I like
Yeah,
it a
you can
lot.
tell that like you can just slowly see, like Ollie's getting better with this with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
We
then
love it when an artist improves.
yeah,
And we see it. We
and
go through the
then
improvements.
as Christian said, he meets up with like the High Council, and we get introduced a character named Thetis, who's essentially like the leader of the Coalition of Planets, and he becomes a important character down the line of Invincible as well. You know,
Mhm.
Coalition of Planets is important as well. So
Do you want to
yeah,
mention that they're planning on finding other Viltrumite children in order to see if they can join their cause?
yeah, essentially, see, like if yeah, they're essentially saying like yeah, if this situation could happen on Earth, I guess like there are other planets where this situation where Viltrumites have left their posts that like aren't for the cause, so they want to try to like also recruit them as well. So,
Right, right.
but yeah, so girlfriend.
Oh yeah, back to girlfriend. Right. So his girlfriend, after not seeing him for a while, is
Yeah, her name.
horny as fuck, right? And she wants that alien cock. But unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, in Alan's culture, he is not allowed to have the schmecks with other races. for reasons. And she's like, that's some bullshit. You already tapped this ass so many times before. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I'm trying to be pure just this once.
Please, do not. I am a man of God.
Her name is Telia. Yeah, Telia is her name.
Was she important?
I mean, she comes back, but like, I mean, she's she's the girlfriend. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I really liked that he mentioned was, we can't have sex. They take samples of his sperm. So he's like, well, what if the next time I give them a sample, they'll know that it's slightly lower than usual. I'll get in trouble.
They're gonna check they're gonna check my sperm count and see that it's been a certain amount of number less than before.
I need my sperm, woman. And she's like, that's some dumb shit, and you know it. You know it. Get in here and nut my asshole. And the narrator mentions, well, seeing as though we have no other superheroes to check out, and I'm saying no other superheroes at all, we're just gonna wait here. Like, trust me, you don't even want to know what Rex is doing right now.
Yeah,
so we're just gonna sit here and wait.
And we just get these three like panels. It's the same panel. We're just gonna wait patiently.
For Alan
patiently. So they're like, as implied, they're fucking.
Yeah. And then later, after the reunion has completed, the Carnival Festival. That's a fucking horrible way to describe sex.
The Carnival Festival.
Carnival festivities. Oh, it's festivities. My apologies. The couple is getting food right now, and they're complaining about Alan saying that he loves the food, and his girlfriend's like, "Oh man, is that the only thing that you miss?" And Alan's like, "Bitch, you know what the fuck I mean. Shut the fuck up." And then suddenly, Alan gets shot out of the restaurant into space by a Viltrumite. And all he could think about is his girlfriend, because he's such a sweet little cinnamon roll. He doesn't care about it. Yeah, he just cares about other people.
And I love this page too. She just tries and she's like, "What the fuck happened?" And you just get shot out of fucking space by this Viltrumite.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then the Viltrumites hold Alan in space, and they begin to interrogate him, ask him questions about details on the Viltrumite that left Earth, about the sun, about what the Viltrumite looks like. And Alan, being racist, was like, "Oh, all you Cyclops look the same. I can't tell the difference."
Yeah, which I love. Like he always likes to have, like, you can say, like, from what Christian described, like he always finds humor in things, even when he's getting his ass kicked.
God, that's why Alan the Alien is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's getting his ass absolutely demolished by these Viltrumites. Got his eye knocked out. He got his arm
torn off.
Fuck off. Yeah, and his intestines. Oh, did you get the picture?
Yeah, I just want to say, just describe what we're seeing here real quick. Just like, I love that you can see that, like, Ryan Otley's like starting to get the hand on like drawing like these brutal fights. Like he's just getting the hang. It's so brutal. Like you see like the blood and like, oh, it's bad. So like you can see like Alan's really going through it right now. And so from our viewers, after seeing these amazing transition panels of Alan getting his ass mopped, this was the result.
Ooh. Poor little baby, my boy.
Oh my gosh, my baby.
My baby, oh my god. After this scene, it cuts to a hospital, and his girlfriend is sobbing. And what's Gandalf's name?
You say Thetis.
Thetis, yeah. Thetis consoles his girlfriend and telling him, he survived, and the recovery process is happening. This is a means for celebration. He made it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then he goes into Alan's room, and he tells him not to talk, don't move or anything because you got your ass beat, son.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we don't want you opening up any wounds. And he talks about how this is a clear sign that it's not safe to talk any more information about Earth in the
Mm-hmm.
council because there's obviously a mole out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alan, if you get any more information, you need to report it directly to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now we get back, I'm assuming post Cunnilingus.
Oh, yeah,
What?
that's exactly it's like okay. Then it was like, oh, okay, back to Mark and Amber. They're
Yep.
done.
Oh, this dramatic scene. And it's like, man, I got laid. And then Invincible flies out the room excited because he just lost his V card. He's
Yeah,
absolutely fucking ecstatic.
yeah.
So ends 23.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
I love this.
It was a great one.
It's so good. Like
Yes.
the fact that it's told like a fucking like serial with a narrator who's like the only reason why he's there is because Mark and Amber are fucking they're porking, and this the entire Alan story is just to sidetrack the reader so like to for so there's some interesting backstory. I love that.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about it is like getting to know like they'll finally getting introduced to the coalition of planets after for the first time, like the world, what the alien stuff look like the hierarchy between the council with Thetis and all that other stuff. And as well as like the like saying after like he has a girlfriend, just like how Mark has a girlfriend, like and like the whole fight with the Viltrumites, like just like him getting decimated, like like as again saying like Ryan Otley, like showing his strength through like how good he like does fights, and
Because that
yeah,
fight, God, was so fucking
that was so bad. Like
yeah.
if you want me to like pull it up again to see, like
Out of all of them, I'm probably this one's probably the most gruesome in my opinion.
yeah, like just
And
all
it's
of that, and then like this being like his arm getting like you see like literally his eyeball get knocked out, his
yeah,
stomach being like driven through by that Viltrumite's arm, his arm getting ripped off, and this being the aftermath. Just him
yeah.
being in space, dude. It's thing is like this is just the baby stuff.
Yeah, how is he not dead already?
Yeah,
Jeez, he is built different.
but I
He's
mean, yeah,
built for
exactly.
yeah.
He's built for tough, and like
Mm,
as we see, like later on, like throughout Invincible, I mean, he'll be obviously like he's gonna be out of commission for a while. He has to
mm,
heal and recover from this, but he will get stronger for it, which I love with
yeah,
Alan. That like he always he never dies, but always picks himself back up and becomes even stronger, like actually stronger. So like
like Super Saiyan kind of.
in a way, yeah, he went from Super Saiyan like one, he won't no because he got fucked up the first time. So this is like Super Saiyan 2 to like Super Saiyan 3 now.
Oh, word, word. Bet,
Yeah,
bet,
so
bet.
like
So he's getting advanced, powerful.
yeah, so we're gonna see where that goes. But your thoughts about issue 23?
Yeah, fucking loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking absolutely hilarious. I love like the little like notes at the bottom is like refer to information in book
Your
3,
issue 2 or like issue 13.
issue 11. And it was like I don't give a shit about this, and you know I
Yeah,
don't.
well, that's how comics are. Like especially like back in the day when like there was something referenced, they have a little like cliff note for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh really? I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
Even
Oh
sometimes in comics now, like they do that still.
wow. Oh wow. I
It's like if
like
something's referenced, go back to it's like in the corner, go to issue like 25 or something for this storyline.
oh, see, that's attention to detail right there.
Exactly.
It's just a labor of love. I love
Mm-hmm.
this. It's great.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it. Oh, a whole lot of cunnilingus. Like I love our purest baby boy Alan, and then just in between, just cunnilingus.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it's like him and Mark were both getting some this entire issue.
you know what? If they had a telepathic connection that spanned all the way across planets, they'd mentally high five each other.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Have,
Mark,
yeah,
you fuck, bro? Yeah, bro. You fuck? Yeah, bro.
and they like sync up strokes too. That's what homies do.
That's what,
That's what homies do.
all right. Oh, okay. Well, on that note,
that's a good point to end it and move on to the next comic.
yeah. So finally, I'm gonna talk about issue 24, which I think is a dope issue. So here is this amazing cover. I love this cover.
Yeah.
So dope. Yeah. So
Got laid. Remember that. Yeah, after Invincible gets fucking laid.
yeah, he just gets beat again on this cover. Actually, no. Fuck, this is Amber that beat him. It's Amber's the mysterious.
This is what happens when you have premarital sex.
Yeah, man. So, oh god. So it transitions. Invincible's going to art to fix up his costume because when we saw last time, there was a huge, like cut, like there was a huge like slashed like rip in the costume. And as Invincible's saying like, yeah, man, like this was supposed to be, like indestructible material. Like what happened? I feel like you ripped me off. He's like, nah, man, I got this from a government surplus, like with the Pentagon. So it's like supposed to be indestructible material. I probably gave you a bad roll, so here's this new costume with a fresh roll. And as we see, he's like, Art saying that like, oh yeah, I fixed your boots. So like now instead of having that like exposed area of the back of his boots, if y'all want to look up in other issues, his previous costume had these the boots had these like slits of black cloth in the back. So like so Art was like, yeah, that was stupid because it basically showed like the villains, hey, yeah, look, there's a weakness right here, the back of my legs. So he decided to make this more like a typical, like simple, streamlined boot, which is what he said is in style, which I actually prefer Invincible with like a full on just regular boot with no exposed in the back. And you like it too?
Yeah, I like it too. I approve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so essentially, Mark is basically having this conversation with Art and essentially talking about how he's like, yeah, I've been reluctant to go back. Like he's like, oh, like I've been reluctant to go back, seeing my mom because like she's been a mess. And she's like, Art's like, no, it's your mother, dude. Like literally, like her husband's gone, you're gone. Like, come on now. Like you have to visit her. Be a good son. like, you know.
For once in your goddamn life, you
Yeah.
degenerate child.
Yeah, and essentially just like it's like you have to go see her, Mark. He's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, Art. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go. We're gonna have some more mother son time together. And he's like, yeah, good. It'll give you some time to get out of your damn dorm, like get some more quality time with your mom. And and he's just like, and he's like, it's a good change. And he's like, it's a good change, man, to get out of your dorm. And he's like, oh no, don't worry, I already been out my dorm ready with my girlfriend. And he's just like, wait, what? He's like, I mean, like,
premarital sex, Mark?
He's like, oh, he's like, no, Mark, it's fine. Like, you don't have to go. You don't have to continue. I get where you're going at. Like, I've been there. I'm an adult. I remember my college years. And he's just like, well, yeah, I mean, granted, it's a good change of pace for you, right? I mean, like, you look actually like happy. He's like, yeah, like Mark's like, yeah, like, I guess I am happy. Which like, I love that part of the conversation because like it seems like yeah, like he's finally like getting some happiness out of getting better.
Yeah.
And it's maybe moving on, and I like that a lot. And so it transitions to Mark and his Mark visiting his mom. His mom didn't see him come in because Mark came through the window. So he's going in the kitchen. His mom's reading, and essentially his mom's like, you know what? He's like Mark was like, Mom, what are you doing? He's like, Mark, I'm studying. I'm trying to be a realtor. And he's like, oh really? He's like, yeah. What? But why though? Like, we're rich because of Dad's books. We're not making any money. He's like, Mark, please, like, I don't want to be. I was all my life I've been taking care of just. My goal was to take care of you and your dad. And now that your dad's gone and you're off to college, I want to I want to be out of the house. I want to do something. Be productive. Helping me move on. Because Claire's not. I feel like Claire's dodging my calls. And I can't just be talking to Art all the time. So I want to have a job. And turns out she reveals she has a degree in business, and she loves numbers and talking to people and loves looking at houses. So she feels like a realtor is a good fit for her in the right direction, and it's gonna help her move on. So yeah. So essentially, that's the conversation with his mom, and thing is also his mom. He also reveals yeah, I think I'm also gonna move on too. Yeah, I think it's a good step for both of us. I also told Amber that I'm invincible. She's like, what? You told Amber?
You bitch, what?
You told Amber that you're invincible? Why would you do that? And it's like, what do you mean? Why would I do that? I mean, she was always she suspected and she found out on her own. What do you expect me to do? It's kind of hard to do this thing. And she's like, yeah, but like, what if your arch enemies find out? And so like the same logic, and just like. And just like, Mom, how would the enemies find out? It's like it doesn't make any sense. Like, who else have you told? Who else knows? Okay, so you are Cecil, Eve, William. You told William? And just like he also found out on his own. Like, chill. It's kind of hard to do this thing, you know? And I love that. Got such a good like conversation. But that's such a good moment with his mom. Like his mom's also freaking out that like he told her his identity, but she's like, but he also was also saying like, wait, but you also told like Claire. I don't Claire that much. Like, yeah, but Claire's husband is super patriot. So I didn't give you. That's still you still just told her out and about. What if she also tells people? So like, it's great. It's such
like,
good father son mother daughter
the logic with that is that she could keep a secret because she's dating a superhero, but she doesn't keep the fact that she's dating Patriot a secret at all.
Yeah,
like literally
because
is
Patriot's known. He's well known.
Yeah, is well known. Yeah,
he doesn't have an identity.
Fair enough. So there's no reason for her to think that she'll keep a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But essentially is like she's like, okay, I understand, Mark, but you should still be careful. So then it transitions back to Upstate University and William and Mark's dorm. Mark is doing homework, he's telling all of assignments so he can do them to be a productive student. William is like, and William's trying to tell me like, come on, Mark, you're not talking to me, like we haven't done anything in a while, blah blah blah. William is being William. And Mark's like, you know what, William, I gotta go. So he takes off his clothes to reveal his suit underneath and then goes out the window. He's like, okay, fine, whatever, goodbye.
What a dick.
What a dick.
Yeah.
And it's just William just being annoying. And then it transitions back to Angstrom Levy and the Mahler twins. And I love the fuck out of this page. Like real shit. So then essentially their plan is about to begin. Finally. And
I didn't even fucking realize that on each pillar, like at the top part, they're guys. I didn't even realize about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so if y'all can see this page, it's just the Molotons showcasing what they've been working on this entire time. And essentially like from the last episode we said like Angstrom Levy wants to take all of the minds from all of his alternate versions across the multiverse so that since he has the dimension hopping abilities, he can know everything about every universe he's going to. So he doesn't want to go in there blind anymore, you know? So we see this awesome page of this crazy chassis with like every single version of Angstrom Levy strapped into it, essentially, and obviously, like the main the dimension hopping Angstrom is on the top, like the main Angstrom is on the top of this pill, and I love this. I love this. It's so you can tell like Otley's having fun, like doing this shit. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's a nice ass image.
Exactly.
Very visually pleasing.
Exactly. So then essentially they're saying that like, okay, we're gonna go for this experiment. Just strap yourself into the machine. It cannot be stopped once the transferring process is happening. Because dangerous shit will go down if this thing is interrupted. And
yeah.
like,
so if a superhero comes in and
exactly.
it up, make sure that doesn't happen.
Exactly.
But we're good.
But the thing is, like, so once it's done, you have knowledge of every single world across the multiverse, and you'll be smarter for it. You will know everything about it so you don't have to go in blind. And it's like also to thank you for this opportunity. We're both grateful. It's also just gonna help our work in the long run, and because they basically used their the Mala Twins' mind transferring technology from when they mix the clones. So then he's like, you know what? He's like, you know what? He's like, don't sweat. Like just make it quick. We're in a hurry. Don't want this to be interrupted. It's like, okay, excellent. So the procedure begins. Once the latch is flipped, Invincible comes through and thwarts. Because remember what Cecil said: if there's any power fluctuation going on in that area, alert me. And obviously he was alerted. It's because Invincible goes through. So then he comes in. He's like, Levy's like, stop this man. This can't be stopped. I can feel it working. Like, we cannot stop this process. Don't just continue. And it's okay. So then they start to fight Invincible, and essentially Invincible knocks out these two Mahler twins mad quick and throws them out of the warehouse. And then essentially, and it's a really cool fight, a really quick one and done fight. And now he's basically like, Mark's like, okay, so now I have to figure out how to stop this thing. I don't know how to do it, but it's gonna end up me smashing something. And then basically like Levy in the chair getting the brain drain happening. Like it's just like
brain blast.
The brain blast happening, and it's like, oh my god, did you really think that these two guys did this gigantic contraption on their own? And it is revealed that Angstrom Levy brought other versions of the twins from other dimensions as well to work, and that was a really good twist in my opinion.
Yeah.
And if y'all see here, it's just various versions of the Mahler twins, and like you see, Otley just tweaked all their designs. One of them have like these like wearing these tracksuits with with a big M on them. One of them looks like a hick. One of them has a robotic arm. Like it's dope. And essentially like the Invincible's like, it's no problem. If I can take out these two, I can take out the rest of these guys, but there's like 10 of these dudes. So like essentially Invincible's trying to fight them all off. They're essentially getting they're putting a number on him because strength in numbers. And essentially Angstrom's like, I can feel it working.
My brain is expanding so hard.
Yeah.
I'm expanding.
Yeah. And then it's just like and then the Mahler twins are just like, one of the Mahler twins, like, the Invincible seems overwhelmed. He's like, stay back. He just starts punching him and shit, trying to make him go back. One of the Mahler twins grabs him. He's like, Invincible's like, come on, man. I'm obviously stronger than you. Like, it's no problem. And he grabs him, like, and he just can't break free. Then the Mahler twins all the Mahler version of the Mahler twins just lay into him. And it's just and just dogpile him and just beating like there's punching him left and right, blah, 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 and just messing him up. And then Angstrom's like, wait a minute, don't kill him. I don't want me to have blood on my hands, all this is going down. Just defeat him. Don't kill him. And then like, but they're just not listening. They just want to wreck him. They want to kill Invincible. And Angstrom's like, if you do it, I'll take my helmet off. And then as you can see here in this panel, like the Mal's like, wait, don't do it. If you do it, this place could fucking explode. And then obviously you see like he does it, and then it explodes. It just look back, it's like, oh damn, we're outside the warehouse. Then boom, it's a huge explosion. And that happens in the background. Then we see the aftermath,
which is horrendous.
We see the aftermath of this. I don't have the page of Invincible coming out of it, but like as you see, Invincible comes out of the wreckage of the warehouse, and we just see all these versions of the Malton just burned to a crisp, and there's just dead bodies everywhere. And it's just like
made out of dust.
Exactly. Like it looks like a fucking like Pompeii in this bitch. Like it's like everyone's just fucking singed and just burned. Mm-hmm. And then you see Invincible. Like I love this scene a lot because like Mark's just seeing a lot of like he's seeing a lot of like dead like bodies. He's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like what just happened? He's like it's traumatizing him seeing these dead bodies.
In the beginning, he didn't even like register what was happening in the area. Like it was just like, so many disbelief. He was just like, man, it's a big ass explosion, man. And he just looks at a face, and it takes him a minute, and he just freaks the fuck out. He starts crawling backwards. And
it's so well done. It's just like trauma. He's being traumatized by it because he hasn't seen a lot of people die before. It's his first time. And then it transitions to then the Guardians of the Globe show up. And you see right here Monster Girl in the corner with wearing the black Samson suit, which I dig. And essentially just like and you see Rex just being an asshole, being like, "Oh my gosh, Mark, look at what happened here, man! What did you do? They're all dead, brother.
You fucked up, man."
Yeah, like you fucked up big time. It's like, oh yeah, I can tell that, Rex. Thanks a lot. You see, just Rex being an asshole, as he is, and it's just like. And it's like, it's like, yeah, you're clearly in shock, buddy. Calm down. Like, boss, what should we do? And it's like, Mark, just well, it's like Mark is like, like a cleanup cruise en route. We're just like you just gotta leave the scene, like recuperate, get it, like start getting evaluation going. And then literally it was like, yeah, sure. It's like, guys, it's okay if you can like let me go on your hover bike thingy because I'm really fucking tired because I got my ass beat and survived an explosion. Robot's like, yeah, sure. So so then after the Guardians of the Globe leave, it just sees this dead Mauler, and then the only there's then a Mauler twin pops out of the fucking corpse.
Yeah,
And his
face mangled on one side.
face and like his half his body just burned to it's just burned like
Yeah,
3rd-degree burn.
looked
And
like
it's just
melted blue cheese.
yeah, and it doesn't. It's just like saying like he's like, what the fuck happened? Is like, oh my god, am I the only one that fucking survived? Where's my clone? Like, what the fuck? And then all you see is just these transitions with all these panels is him freaking out. It's like, oh my gosh, where's my clone? I'm the only one. Oh, and he's just freaking out. And all you see is just someone just saying, we did it. And then it cuts to Angstrom Levy.
It's
And
so disgusting.
and we can just say that the experiment worked a little bit too well.
I wouldn't use the term too well, Mikey. It
Yeah.
worked. It was just facts of brain.
Yeah, like his brain, not only his mind get expanded with all this information from his doppelgangers, which clearly, like he said, like I'm getting embraced with knowledge every second, but his brain just it morphed and expanded to like from his head to his back, and it's disgusting. And literally,
Mhm.
not even the Mauler twin, not even the one Mauler, couldn't even look at him, and he's like disgusting.
Mhm.
And he's just like, wait, what? Why can't you look at me? What the fuck's happening? And you can just feel. He starts feeling his head. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm a monster. I'm
He right.
disgusting.
He right. He
And literally,
right.
he's just like, yeah, you're right, bro. I
I
can't
ain't
even
gonna
fucking look at you, and I
disagree.
have half of my face burned off.
Mhm.
And then literally, like and then even so, like when he comes to this realization, you can see that like something it went right, but like there was a side effect. He starts bleeding from his mouth and from his eyes and from his ears and just coughing a lot. So like it did work, but something obviously went wrong. And it's just like and with this and obviously you see with this page, and I love this part because he like doesn't have a clear memory of what happened like near the end of it before the explosion. So he's like, wait, what happened? What happened? Like who did this? Like, wasn't it that superhero guy? And like basically just like saying it's like, oh yeah, it was definitely yeah. I think Invincible did it. We don't know because me and my clone were outside of the warehouse. So we know we got thrown out. And he's like, yeah, so wait, his name's Invincible, right? He's like, yeah, Invincible. Yeah, he did this to me. He's the reason why I'm ugly. Like, he's the reason why I'm like this. I want to get my revenge. And
You
I love
gave me the ugly.
he gave me the ugly. And like I love this because like he clearly forgot that like he didn't want he knew Invincible had nothing to do with it. It was his own fault because he took off the helmet when he wasn't supposed to. So
Mm.
he just because he didn't know what was happening, he just wanted someone to blame because he doesn't know because he forgot, and he immediately blames Invincible. So then he's like, okay, you know what? I know another dimension where I can go to like recuperate, and so when I heal and like figure out what the fuck's wrong with me because I'm like a brain now and I'm disgusting. Um, and
I'm brain, I guess.
I'm a brain now and I'm vomiting and doing all this. I'm gross. I'm gonna take my revenge on Invincible, and essentially I'm gonna hunt him down and invoke some havoc. And essentially he disappears and he's like, okay, whatever. So just
I
not
guess
take
I'll
me
be
with
here.
you.
Yeah. It's not
You know,
I don't want any medical attention for my burnt cheese face. That's fine.
in like the left side of my body. You know what? It's fine. Um, yeah. Bye now. And he's like, what a fucking jerk. And then it ends.
Yep. So
Oh,
thoughts?
oh, I enjoyed it. Mostly just because it's a funny situation with like well, especially in the beginning with after like the whole situation like getting to know. I love these conversations with Art and Mark. Because Art's kind of being a father figure and a less towards Mark and in his situation. And at the same time, I love that like we'll see in the course of Invincible, his costume changes. Like it does small tweaks. Like it goes like there's a situation where like, there'll be small tweaks and there'll be like a somewhat overall costume change essentially that we'll see in the future. But I love the fact that, like we see the progression of his suit changing and with through art, making improvements and enhancements. That is another trope, playing on the trope, like a hero getting a new costume and like improving. I love that. And as well as like getting to know like Mark and his mom are like they're moving on, like she's becoming a realtor and like we're proceeding with her life without her husband. You know, uh, Williams just being William, and the
Whoa.
stuff with yeah, and it's like the stuff with Angstrom Levy because I know what's because obviously I've read. I know what he's gonna bring to the table with Invincible.
Do you think
And
the brain goes all the way down to his ass cheeks?
no, it stops. It stops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If we go back, yeah, it stops. It stops up to his back.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, man, just like the stuff with Angstrom Levy and like the twist with the Molotovs, I was like, damn, because that makes sense. Like they couldn't build that huge contraption by themselves.
That's true.
And
That's
most
true.
importantly, the reason why I love such an issue so much is because it's introducing more of the multiverse, and I'll also let you know right now, Angstrom Levy is a huge part of the multiverse and like what that will entail with in a big way in Invincible with our first event. So
Oh, boy, I can't wait for all the shenanigans that are gonna
yeah,
come
but
up.
yeah,
They're
it's
gonna
issue was great. It's a lot of character development, a lot of great personal moments between the characters, which is obviously the most important thing about Invincible. It's just
mm.
the relationship that Mark has in his life. But also fucking Kirkman cooking as he does.
Building it up.
Build
Waiting for it to knock it all down.
Yeah, so and we're just gonna see, eventually when it not now, but eventually later what the whole issue with and I think in like episode I think like 8 or I think like yeah 8 or 8 or 9 I believe is when like Angstrom Levy like returns and we see like what he's about to entail. Well,
Mm.
uh but yeah, your thoughts on issue 24?
Angstrom is fucking horrifying, and he's gonna haunt my dreams for the rest of
Yeah,
the day.
yeah,
Absolutely fucking disgusting.
real
He looks
talk.
like a nutsack, a pink, deformed nutsack.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah,
That's that real talk, bro.
yeah.
Oh gosh, but
That's all I
anything
have to say.
that's all you have to say?
That's all I have to say. Yeah.
Really? Nothing
Yeah.
else? Nothing.
Yeah, you said everything else I wanted to say. That's it.
Yeah.
He's horrendous.
All right. Well, stop
I
this screen
guess.
share.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So that was it. That was volume 5. The Facts of Life story arc. Issues 2024.
All
Next,
quality issues.
all quality issues. They're all really well done.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and how would you rank it? What would you rank out of 10?
Don't you mean 7?
Sorry, my fault.
Yeah. Solid 6.5.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like there was no slow points. There was no like, oh, I really want to rush through it. Each one was like, good, 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 good,
yeah,
and like, yeah. The only thing that felt slow, I
hmm
guess, was Alan part, but only because of like all the dialogue, and it was only set up there for a joke. So I
yeah,
can't even say that. So
yeah.
it was all
And it was
quality.
good Allen content. So,
It was good Allen content, yes. I'm not even complaining about it.
hmm
I really enjoyed it.
hmm yeah,
Mm.
me too. I mean, I enjoyed everything. Like a lot of, well, he's hitting a lot of beats. Or at least art is like he's playing around with stuff, which I really enjoy. Like the stuff with Mark's relationships and like his school life and the coalition of planets, which I'm like very excited for because they're gonna be big, like really big when it comes to facing the Viltrumites.
I can't wait.
Angstrom Levy with his multiversal shenanigans and all that stuff, and like the Guardians of the Globe with Robot especially. What's
Mm,
his deal? Monster
mm.
Girls, like ish.
It's
It's just a lot of stuff going on. I'm really enjoying it.
Yep.
So next episode is episode 8, and episode 8 is going to be the different world story arc, which is I've watched that. That's also a sitcom that I've watched that sitcom, iconic POC sitcom if anyone wants to watch that in the 90s. Yeah, but it's a diff called volume 6 called A Different World, and that's going to be I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh, you're so excited.
That's going to be issues 25 to 30.
Oh, we look forward to that.
Issues 25 to 30, and give me a quick sec. I gotta check if it's the right issue thing I'm talking about. I gotta check the thumbnails right quick,
Oh, you got
because
it.
if this is the thing that I think is going to happen with this episode, we might get a special guest coming.
Ooh, I can't wait. I
We
don't want to
might.
know right now. I want to be surprised when I read it, and I'm sure
Yeah.
that the listeners are also wanting to be surprised. Ooh, I can't wait.
Yeah, let me just check
I
real
know.
quick. Issue 8, episode 8. No, we do not get this guest yet.
Ah, disappointing. Thank
Yeah,
you for
but
bringing my hopes up and bringing them down.
yeah, but we get episode 9. But yeah, of Different Worlds gonna be episode issues 25 to 30. And there was
Mm.
also a one shot in issue 25, like a background story involving one of Mark's favorite comic book characters.
Ooh,
So we're gonna see what that's gonna entail.
ooh, can't
Uh,
wait.
but
Can't wait.
okay, but thanks y'all for if people that have tuned us watching Invincible. If not, that's cool. I mean, it's gonna play after, so that's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Uh,
Sorry that it's only just the two of us. Our
yeah,
friends.
it's all good. I
But
mean, but we still had a blast anyway.
yeah, we
Christian, you
still
want
like
to do
doing
that?
it.
Want to do that outro?
Yeah, I'll do the outro. All right, people. Remember, COVID's out there, and it's coming for your ass cheeks. So you got to defend yourself. Make sure you wear your mask. Make sure you don't open things with your mouth. Make sure you don't rub stuff all over your face and into your pores. Don't sneeze into people's eyes. And Mikey,
To quote my favorite YouTuber, wash your damn hands. All right, peace,
good night.
guys. Get home safe.
Get home safe.